Gallagher here. If you want to grow your channel quick and easy, subscribe and smash that notification bell, because I share with you all the tips, tricks, and strategies that I use to grow this dead channel from 0 to thousands of subscribers and became a YouTube partner in just a matter of months. And if you want a shout out or you just want to share your channel in a comment below, go ahead. Some of my videos get tens of thousands of views, so I hope it helps you out. What's going on, crackers? 3 tips for getting 1,000+ subs a month. Yep, that's what we're doing. 1,000+ subs every month. And really, it's not just about getting subs, it's about getting views, it's about getting watch hours, and getting those subscribers. Now that said, it doesn't mean you can just use these tips one time and you'll be the next Logan Paul. You have to use these routinely to build your channel over time. I just say this because I don't want certain people to get pissed and punch their dog or put their cat in the microwave or whatever they do when they can't just click a button and have everything happen all at once. So before we get into this, let's look at some numbers real quick for my channel so that you can be confident that these tips will help you and actually work. So let's go to a site called subscribercounter.com, which I like this site for a couple reasons. I use this in addition to Social Blade to just look at things, and the reason why I like this site is it's more real-time than Social Blade. Social Blade only appears to update once or twice a day. Sometimes it doesn't even appear to update that much. But as you can see here, subscriber.com is much more current, and it also has a nifty little milestone section if we scroll down here. So you can see that your channel's next milestone, it's going to be right around the corner. It gives you motivation, which is nice. And if we scroll down a little bit farther here, we can see weekly stats. And I'm currently averaging about 38 subscribers a day. So let's pull out the calculator. And if we take 38 and multiply that by about 30 days a month, you can see that I'm bringing in already over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm continuously growing, so these tips do work. Here is tip number 1. Let's go over to Facebook real quick. And if we type in YouTube or YouTube groups, you're going to see quite a few are available to join. And here's one of the biggest and best ones in my opinion. It's called Small Channel Boost. Oh, where'd it go? Maybe we'll have to just type that one in. There you go. Small YouTubers Boost. I'm sorry, that's what it's called. And you can see there's 38,000 plus members. There are some groups that are larger, but I really like this one. I found this one recently and it's super active. So what you're going to want to do is come to Facebook, apply to these groups, wait till you're approved, and then abide by their rules. And most of them are pretty cool. So in this particular group, you can post a video as you want on the feed, and just as long as you provide a little description of what that video is, and then you can get views and support that way. The other thing that's really cool is people are on here helping each other out, so you can just scroll through the feed here, see what questions other members of this group are asking and the replies, and maybe you can get some ideas that way. Or if you have questions that you want to know directly, you can just simply ask them here and help each other out. So let's go to tip number 2, back over to YouTube. So for this tip, all you're going to do is, you probably already have this, but you're going to find several YouTubers within your niche with a channel that is bigger than yours but not too much bigger than yours. One of the ways you can do this is, while you're creating a video, scan through their channels, a few of their channels, these larger YouTubers, and then once you're on their channel, you can even use their search function of their channel to see if there's a similar topic that you're doing. So let's say you are in the Fortnite niche, the gaming niche in general, and let's say you're making a Fortnite video on some new weapon they just released. Well, then you can go to a couple of these bigger YouTubers, search for that weapon, and see if they dropped a video recently about it as well. So then you do your video, and while you're doing your video, you mention that, let's say Mr. Beast, he's a big YouTuber, dropped a video recently within the last day or two of this new weapon as well. Well, then you can mention him in your video by simply saying, I know Mr. Beast did a video on the same topic, but he forgot to mention this, or whatever, however you want to work it into your video. The reason why you want to do this is that way you can follow YouTube's terms of service and not get yourself in trouble. And the reason for this is YouTube wants your tags and your description, your title, everything to be in line with what's really in your video. So you could get yourself in trouble if you just did this without mentioning this YouTuber within the video itself. You don't want to go too big, because big channels have a lot of activity surrounding their channels, a lot of activity surrounding their videos. So if you look at someone like PewDiePie, there's tons of people that are posting videos about PewDiePie. So anytime PewDiePie posts videos, there are already going to be a lot of other videos from other YouTubers surrounding that video, because they're related just in his name alone. So you don't want to go too big for that reason. Just a channel that's a good size bigger than yours that you can use this strategy with. And what happens when you do this is when you do a related video to one that they've done, or when you find that they've done one related to one you're going to do, then it's likely to show up right next to theirs, and you can kind of siphon off some of that traffic they're getting. Time for the last tip, tip number 3. And for this one, we'll start by going over to Twitter. Now, we can use Twitter, we can use news alerts, go in and Google. If you're in the Fortnite gaming niche, you could Google Fortnite news alerts, and we'll do that here in a second to see what we get. I'm going to Twitter right now because I'm going to show you something that I've seen a lot of people do that I've done myself. But this one requires quick reaction time in terms of getting videos out there right away to catch on to trends. So what you'll want to do is, again, sign up for some news alerts, follow whatever Twitter feeds you can come up with that are related to your niche. And as an example, again, we're here on Twitter and we're on Team YouTube. So back when YouTube was changing all its partnership program requirements and then having a hard time getting all the applications processed, you could come here for updates. So a lot of YouTubers were interested in what was going on. So without really knowing where this information was coming from, a lot of people don't realize that because YouTube has its Twitter feed. And so I would always come across with breaking news about these updates. So it made me somewhat of an authority, and that's what a lot of other YouTubers that do. They just find a feed on Twitter that's within their niche and they do that. Or you can go over to Google, like I said, and we can say, if we're again in the Fortnite gaming niche, then you can just type in Fortnite news alerts and you're going to bring up sites like this, Storm Shield 1, and you're going to see all sorts of mission alerts and just all sorts of related information, and they're going to have this stuff out first. So then you can pick that up and take it over to YouTube, and you have a good chance of that information trending and getting in front of that trend and gathering a ton of traffic from it. So again, if you implemented all these 3, you should see a nice increase in views, watch time, and subscribers. I will leave you to it. Go ahead and try this out. I'm going to wrap this video up, and I will see you in the next.